Good evening, everybody. My name is Abhinav, and I am from Center for Development of Advanced Computing. I look after the international cooperation activities of CDAC, and I am based out of CDAC, Delhi. I welcome you all to India, first of all. And my role today is basically to let you know about the internal initiatives taken by CDAC with the support of Government of India, particularly in the area of telemedicine. To tell you about the genesis of CDAC, basically CDAC, which is an autonomous R&D institution under Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology in Government of India, and basically it was set up to carry out the research and development in ICT, electronics and associated domains. To tell you about the genesis of our organization, we were born in 1988 as a result of denial of the supercomputing technologies to India by the United States. Government of India then realized that why not India develop its own indigenous capabilities in the areas of supercomputing and parallel computing. So with that goal in mind, we were basically given a very small period of 3 years, and CDAC was basically formed on a mission mode by the Special Act of Parliament to develop the first supercomputer for India. So that still remains our core area of research in terms of domain. Born in 1988, today we have presence in 11 locations in India with a staff strength of more than 2,700 employees. The vision of CDAC is to emerge as a premier R&D institution for the design, development and deployment of world-class electronics and ICT solution for economic and human advancement. Coming on to the thematic areas of research which we undertake, as I was explaining in the beginning, that we were basically formed to develop this supercomputer for India. In 1988, CDAC was set up, and in 1991, CDAC had made the first supercomputer for India, which was then called as Param 8000. Param in Hindi means ultimate, and 8000 was the start of the series. There, since every 4 or 5 years, we have been coming up with the next generation of supercomputers. And today we have Param Yuva 2. Yuva means younger. So we believe that Param is getting younger day by day. So we have Param Yuva 2, which is at the sustained speed of 543 teraflops, which is half a petaflop machine, is ranked amongst first 50 supercomputers in the world, and is considered to be the greenest supercomputer in Asia Pac region, and we are the fastest in India as on today. We are now working on the next generation of supercomputers, so basically the hexascale machine, which is about to be launched maybe next year. So the high performance computing, grid and cloud computing basically remains to be our core area of research. Later on, it was realized that why not we undertake the research in the niche areas of interest. So basically, with that, we added few more thematic areas. The next one being multilingual computing and heritage computing. You know, India is a large country. We have around 24 official languages, including English. So it was then realized that why not we do research and make basically computing possible in all the official languages, so that the computing succeeds. So we have developed all the products, tools, technologies, SDKs, and have done massive research in the areas of multilingual computing and heritage computing, under which basically we have enabled any computer for that matter to work for you in your own language. We also do a lot of heritage computing by preserving. I am not taking too much time on the thematic areas because I quickly want to get on to the telemedicine aspect of CDAC. The third thematic area which we basically do is professional electronics, which includes VLSI and embedded systems. Under this, we basically develop our own professional electronics, which are basically meant for the strategic use by these strategic organizations. So right from electronic nose to electronic tongue to basically hazardous removal systems to robotics to the fabrication of ICs and chips. So all that we do under professional electronics, which includes VLSI and embedded system. We have a strong group of software technologies. We are a keen and a very active supporter of free and open source software. So under software technologies, we have all possible software solutions which are basically required by the Government of Indian agencies, right from work management suite to the ERPs, to the localization of the websites in Indian languages, to the hospital, to the municipality automation, everything. We do a lot of work in the areas of software technologies. We do have a very strong group that works in cyber security and cyber forensics. So we have all the tools, technologies, and research done basically in order to enable the cyber security, and all those kind of tools and products are basically deployed under various strategic organizations. Still, in case the cyber crimes do take place, then basically we are engaged in doing the forensics. So all tools and technologies which are required for cyber forensics are also developed by CDAC and are available and has been deployed. We have health informatics as one of our critical domain, under which we have basically our own very state-of-the-art hospital information management system, which is deployed in various parts of our country in the super specialty hospitals, including SGPGIMS Lucknow as well. And we have our own telemedicine application, which is also being used by SGPGIMS and STBMI, and which is deployed widely. I'll cover this aspect in my following slides. So we have a very strong telemedicine application as well. And later on, Government of India realized that why not we develop this skilled workforce in the areas of thematic research which we undertake. So with this goal in mind, we were basically mandated not to engage ourselves into very basic or intermediate level kind of training, but CDAC basically was asked to develop and deliver very advanced level IT training programs. So with this, basically we had set up a series of schools which we call as advanced computing training schools, and under this we basically offer a lot of flagship programs in IT. These are pretty advanced IT courses happening in India, and I take pride in saying this, that perhaps these are the most advanced IT training program which is happening in India. The selection procedure is very tough, the course itself is very tough, but the goal was basically not to offer basic or intermediate level program. Hence, we have developed these kind of courses. All of these courses are basically 6 months duration, because we strongly believe that IT should not be taught for more than 6 months, else it start losing its relevance. We provide these courses basically to bridge the gap between academia and the industry. And we basically, these training centers which we have set up, we have more than 50 of such advanced computing training schools set up in India, which are catering to around 5,000 students every 6 months, close to 10,000 in a year. And these are very, very popular courses which are happening in India. So this is about our thematic areas. In the areas of health informatics, as I was explaining, eSushruth is our hospital information management system, which is very state-of-the-art and a very advanced hospital management system. And we have been deploying this, and it is being widely used. I mean, right from the patient admission till it is discharged, everything based on EMHR is basically automated. It's like it creates a paperless environment, and is being widely used in some of the specialty hospitals in various states of India, like Rajasthan, Maharashtra, and all these kind of states. We also have an application called eAushadhi. eAushadhi is basically a web-based supply chain management solution, which has also been deployed across 17 states and is processing more than 200,000 transactions per day. So that's about eAushadhi. We under eHealth solution, we also have eRaktKosh. Raktkosh is basically a blood bank management system. We have IUSoft, which is a decision support system in Ayurveda. Ayurveda is a very ancient Indian medical science. So basically it helps the doctors to prescribe through this diaspora. And also Mosquit. Mosquit is basically a malaria eradication, awareness creation, management kind of a program. Northeastern part of India is widely affected by malaria. So mosquito is also one of the very useful application being deployed and used. We are also have developed wireless digital stethoscope, wireless ECG machines, and all the applications which CDAC has developed. It adheres to international standards like DICOM, HL7, SNOMED, CD standards for EHR and EMR. Under telemedicine solution, we have a very successfully deployed telemedicine application which is called eSanjeevani. eSanjeevani is basically a web-based telemedicine solution. It's a very low-cost and very efficient and effective kind of telemedicine application wherein doctor-to-doctor consultation or doctor-to-patient consultation can take place. It seamlessly imports of over 15 plus diagnostic test result from integrated medical peripherals. So the peripherals are already configured and integrated with the application. It is integrated over a web-based video conferencing which can work on an online or an offline mode. And it has already implemented over 150 locations in India and abroad and is being very widely and successfully used. We also have another telemedicine application which is called Mercury. And basically 4 components which are especially tailored to cloud and clustered infrastructure includes Mercury on cloud, Mercury on remote module, Mercury for Android users, and Mercury as a cloud repository. This is also deployed across various state hospitals, some of the district hospitals, EICU units in Odisha, and various private hospitals in several states. In mobile telemedicine, we have a cancer care and eye care. Basically, so this mobile van equipped with the advanced medical equipment, diagnostic equipment, and telemedicine infrastructure, primarily used for early cancer detection, follow-up consultation at the doorstep of the patient, and treatment facility for early detection and curing of cervical cancers. We also have a van for the eye care, which helps in early detection of diabetic retinopathy, glaucoma, and for blindness control. This is also equipped with various medical equipments which are necessary, such as slit lamp, refraction unit, indirect ophthalmoscope, conduit camera, etc. So this is being used, in some of these states, primarily in the southern state of India, which is known as Kerala. Now, coming on to basically our international presence, this is where we are present today in form of projects. We have collaboration with almost 38 countries as of now, which spreads in several, across the continents, in Africa, in East Europe, Southeast Asian countries, Central Asia, Middle Eastern countries, in Arab region, in Caribbean islands, Latin America, and Pacific Islands. And under this international presence, these are some of our prominent international projects which we have undertaken. Some of these projects basically cater to the telemedicine infrastructure as well. Primarily, these centers are center for enhancement of IT skills. Basically, these are skill enhancement center for imparting and providing IT training. But that is not the only activity which we undertake under these centers. We do take care of the other thematic areas of CDAC. So like we began with Ghana, so there's a very popular center in Ghana called India-Ghana Kofi Annan Center for Excellence in IT. We are present in Tajikistan, in Uzbekistan, in Myanmar, in Tanzania, in Armenia, in Belarus, in Syria, in Lesotho, Seychelles, Saudi Arabia. So these are different flavors. Most of these projects are inaugurated by our premiers. So we have in Grenada, in the Caribbean, we have in Vietnam, we have in Dominican Republic, we have it in Turkmenistan, in Cambodia. We kind of strengthened the center in Uzbekistan. So there is a second phase which was also undertaken in Uzbekistan. We had set up the census, the facility for conducting the census in Armenia. We set up the computer labs. We have set it up in Armenia in Tavush region and Baizo region. More than 200 schools, computer labs have been set up, network, and basically the softwares have been provided. Set up secure communication network for Montenegro. We have set up a huge Param facility in Vietnam. More than 16 investors are present for conduct research and training in HPC. We have a big center in Kazakhstan, set up under Eurasian National University in Astana. We also set up the Language Lab and E-Resource Center, which has been set up in Myanmar for training of their foreign officials. We have set up Telemedicine network in Kyrgyzstan. We have it, basically we are now setting up Center of Excellence under the aegis of ASEAN in Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar and Vietnam. We are setting up Central Asia E-Network basically to connect 5 Central Asian CIS countries to India for imparting tele-education and telemedicine as a service. We have set it up in Peru, we have set it up in Ecuador, we are present in Palestine. As I was telling you, computer labs in Armenia again, in Tavush region. We have set it up in Panama, Dominica, Costa Rica. We have set up computer labs in Tajikistan. We have also set up telemedicine network in Armenia. And basically, we have set up in Tanzania. We are also strengthening our earlier project in Tanzania by connecting them to more telemedicine nodes and strengthening the Param supercomputer. We set up e-libraries. We have set it up in Bhutan. We have Center of Excellence in Papua New Guinea and Vanuatu. We have upgraded the IT infrastructure and have developed an ERP, which is a web-based integrated office automation system, and have developed the web portal for CARICOM Secretariat, which is located in Georgetown in Guyana, again in Caribbean. We are setting up the Center of Excellence in Egypt, in Morocco. We have collaboration with UIP NAS in Belarus for cooperation in the advanced areas of IT. We are now enhancing our cooperation in ATKs in Accra in Ghana. We are setting up in Guyana. And we also are now setting up the Center of Excellence in all Pacific Island countries. 2 have already been initiated and 5 more have been recently signed, where we shall be starting it soon. So this is some of our international presence in form of projects which we have done. As I was saying, basically under these projects, we established the state-of-the-art ICT Learning Center, and we supply the courseware for the students who take admission in these centers. We create the IT infrastructure for community information centers, which are located at the remote locations in this country. These CICs are basically connected to the central site on VSAT using satellite bandwidth, and they basically offer citizen-centric services like creating awareness, imparting education through e-learning, and offering telemedicine as a service. In all of these projects, we generally deploy CDACs, indigenously developed product and technologies and high-performance computing in all of our thematic areas. We also train the trainers in India so that they are developed as teachers, and when they go back to their respective country, they basically run the center, they impart training, and when they go, we basically support them by deputing our own experts who work there as coordinators, faculty advisors, and they run the center with them for an agreed period, and so that there is a very smooth TOT, and after we depart out of the project, they are basically able to run the center on their own. We also conduct workshops, we conduct collaborative research, we exchange scientists between India and these countries basically to promote research and education. The impact of these projects have been multifold. It has gradually conquered the various parts of social life by enhancing the economic processes. These projects have enforced the business world to substitute and modify the conventional capital and labor. These projects have enhanced ICT investment through these projects and applications substantially in both developing and developed part of the world. The multidimensional capabilities facilitate the extensive innovation in product and processes, which basically leads to more effective and productive utilization of capital and labor. The impact has been far more reaching through the self-induced human networking, and which has been far more reaching through the knowledge sharing. Now coming on to the telemedicine initiatives globally, which are supported by Government of India, implemented by CDAC. So to begin with, basically we have, in the list I had already shown it to you, India, Tanzania Center of Excellence in ICT. Under this, apart from creating the IT infrastructure for learning, basically we have also trained their trainers, we have deputed experts. We had set up 10 community information centers in Tanzania. They were basically located in the remote locations. They were connected on the VSAT through satellite bandwidth. And using these CICs, basically, we have been offering them telemedicine as a service. So the central node located at Dar es Salaam, which is the capital of Tanzania, connects to 10 regional hospitals in 10 regions of Tanzania. And Sanjeevani, which is our telemedicine application, has been deployed. And using Sanjeevani, we offer the telemedicine as a service. The project was inaugurated by then our Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh, in 2012. Project is operational since then. The lot of paramedics, doctors have been trained on using the application, and the project is going on successfully since 2012. And recently we have been asked to increase the number of nodes existing. So we are going to 14 more nodes in Tanzania, and that project is about to take place. In the bottom line, you can see the CICs which have been set up, the telemedicine infrastructure which has been created, inauguration ceremony, and of course the VSAT. On the similar pattern, we had set it up in Myanmar. In Myanmar also, basically the IT infrastructure was created. There also 10 of these CICs were basically set up. These CICs were connected on a VSAT, and also Sanjeevani was used here also, basically for offering telemedicine as a service. This project also was inaugurated in 2008, and since then it is operational, though little old, but yet whatever they can do best with this is going on. We also have a telemedicine network set up in Armenia, and under this, basically, EKING is basically the implementing agency from the Armenian side, and CDAC has acted as project manager and consultant. Of course, our eSanjeevani application is part of this network. This is purely a telemedicine project wherein basically we had set up the entire IT infrastructure, audio video equipment, medical diagnostic instruments in 10 remote hospitals and 2 hospitals in Yerevan, which is the capital. And we have deployed our CDAC Sanjeevani telemedicine application. We have trained the medical professional how to use the application and how to upload the report and all. We have provided the project management consultancy for the entire duration of the project. We have provided the on-site support during the entire period of warranty. And basically the project has been successfully concluded now and is being effectively used, and it has immensely benefited several patients, doctors and paramedics staff across Armenia. We are also in dialogue with STBMI and basically through the support of Dr. Mishra, basically he has voluntarily agreed to connect this into the existing network of STBMI and offer some of the services which are possible to be rendered. We have recently set up another telemedicine network in Kyrgyzstan. So basically, Bishkek being the capital has been the nodal site, and it is connected to 5 more sites which are spread in whole of Kyrgyzstan. And this project was also funded by Government of India, by Ministry of External Affairs. And under this also we have created the entire IT infrastructure. We have deployed our telemedicine application. We have trained their doctors, paramedics and medical professionals on how to use the application, and the entire IT infrastructure was basically, and our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi had basically inaugurated this network, and we had done the live consultation between India and Armenia, and since then it is being internally used in Kyrgyzstan. And in this case also Dr. Mishra had kind of voluntarily agreed to offer some of the services from STBMI, and STBMI has been broadcasting some of the critical surgeries, some of the workshops and some amount of CME without actually getting into the real consultation, because that arrangement, that agreement is yet to take place. So this project is also being run successfully in Kyrgyzstan. And now coming on to one of our ambitious projects going on is Central Asia E-Network. And under this, basically the 5 Central Asian CIS countries are proposed to be connected to super specialty hospitals in India and leading universities in India. The project has already taken off. We have done the feasibility study in all of these countries. The DPR has been prepared, has been approved, and Kyrgyzstan was primarily part of this Central Asia e-network. So because Kyrgyzstan was more than ready, so basically the network in Kyrgyzstan was rolled out, was inaugurated and is operational now. The balanced countries, the dialogue is still on. We are negotiating because they have to give the hospitals and have to give their readiness for supporting the network. So that discussion is going on. And as I was saying, under this project, basically at least 5 Indian super specialty hospitals will basically connect to one leading hospital in each of the country. And in each of the one leading hospital in each of the country will basically connect to 5 remote hospitals. So the cluster of 30 hospitals basically will connect to a network of 5 super specialty hospitals in India. And basically through a use of portal, there will be a network operating center. We are in dialogue with STBMI of setting it up in STBMI premises because they already have a wonderful infrastructure. So we might set up a network operating center and a data center, which would basically manage a portal. And you all are veterans in this field, so I did not tell you how telemedicine works. But the whole idea is basically to cater to the hospitals and help them buy super specialty hospitals in India in these 5 CIS countries. The other aspect of the project is tele-education, under which basically a formal degree program will basically be conducted by at least 5 leading hospitals, leading universities in India, and they will be connected to one of their leading university in each of these countries. And basically, excuse me, the professor from a leading university in India will basically broadcast the lectures live. So this is not going to be an offline mode of teaching. This will be a full-time online interactive tele-teaching, under which basically the professor sitting in his acoustically designed room will basically broadcast and will interact with the students while teaching. The classrooms will basically be the virtual classrooms and will be equipped with all necessary equipments and gadgets. The sessions basically will be recorded, will basically feed on as the e-content, because we will adopt the hybrid mode of teaching, e-learning as well as a face-to-face interaction. So this project is going on, and I hope it will see the light of success soon. On the similar lines, Government of India has offered us to create e-network in CLMV under ASEAN. So CLMV, as you know, is Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar and Vietnam. So the project will be also similar to Central Asia e-network, will basically be on the lines of that. Just that instead of 5 countries, there will be 4 countries. We are thinking of terminating this network also onto the NOC and data center, which will basically be set up under Central Asia e-network. So, which possibly may take place in STBMI. So, we are basically waiting for Central Asia e-network to roll out. And once it is rolled out, CLMV e-network also will basically be rolled out. So, this is all I have to say. Thank you so much for your attention, and I'm here in case you have anything. Thank you so much.